He looked at me and he said, "The greater tragedy for your family will be if Lydia Ann lives." At the time we had 2 daughters and we love kids.
We were hoping we were gonna have another child, and kind of just one night at dinner, kind of out of nowhere, I got this card and Joanna says, "I have this card for you."
It took him a minute, but then, the realization hit, oh, okay. It was just exciting. It was probably one of the best moments of my life to say we're having another girl. Everything proceeded as normal. I was tired and growing, and I swear I gained like 10 pounds as soon as we find out we're pregnant, no joke. And just everything was going great. 5-month ultrasound is always very exciting to kind of get your baby pictures. I love getting pictures of the baby. And so we went in that day.
It's gonna be a fun day. We were gonna kind of celebrate, take the girls out after the appointment, and officially tell the girls you have a sister, which they were gonna be ecstatic about because they complained for weeks that they didn't want a brother.
It seemed different. Typically there's chatter. We're talking about let's see if we can look at the toes, and let's see if we can see the hands, and let's see if we can get a good shot. And there was none of that.
The ultrasound tech says, well, I'm gonna go get the doctor. I have something that I need him to look at.
When she left that room, I knew something was terribly wrong. This was supposed to be one of the happiest days of our life, and it quickly turned into a parent's worst nightmare.
The doctor came in. He was calm, but he kind of said, there is some concern here. We see some fluid around her brain. We realized leaving there that it was brain damage, and it wasn't going to be some sort of just disability, but there's something really wrong.
And he looked at me and he said, "There is no hope for your daughter's survival." And I remember just feeling like I couldn't breathe. And then he looked at me and he said, "But the greater tragedy for your family would be if your daughter survived."
On our way home, we kind of realized her life was much more important than we had realized.
And we started calling her by name. We told our girls, okay, her name is Lydia Ann, and we are going to call her by name.
I think that started for us to really make it more than just a pregnancy. She was a life. And Lydia became a part of our family. And so for the next 3-4 months of the pregnancy, Joanna looked like any other pregnant woman, and Lydia kicked just like any other baby would, and felt like any other baby. We prayed as a family for months that maybe she would live. Maybe what we saw now would change, and hope that she would live, but know that the truth is we're told that she's going to die. Early January, we had one more visit with the doctor. 5 days later, Joanna went into labor.
Throughout this whole journey, my heart's hope was that I would get to meet my daughter. When Lydia Ann was born, in that moment when they handed me her, I couldn't believe that she was alive. I remember hearing her cry and just being in awe that I was blessed with the opportunity to hear her voice.
I think they thought she would die within the hour, and instead she lived. Next morning she was still there. And, the girls got to do their poking and prodding of her and holding her, and that's grown to be their favorite memories, is holding her.
Lydia Ann has been the biggest blessing in our lives. My job as her mother was to honor the life she had and to cherish each and every moment. The time that we got to spend with her was life-changing. Lydia Ann has brought our family into a deeper faith with Christ. She has taught my girls the true meaning of life, how yes, we do have life here on this earth, but really, the real life that we have is in Christ, and that's eternal.
He heals what is broken, and ultimately He'll have reign over this world, and that His redemption will make all things new, including my daughter's body.
Something that I could say to her right now, holding her. I'll say, Lydia Ann, I love you. You have been the biggest blessing of my life. It is a privilege and an honor that I get to call you my daughter. I miss you, but I know that God still has a purpose for me here and now to continue to tell your story. And that is my legacy as your mother, and that is what I will continue to do to honor your life. And where is she now?
I'm up Jesus.
Up with Jesus.